You know what it's like, don't you? When you're holding on to something where you can't forgive somebody for something. You know what that feels like. Where do you feel that inside of you? Mine always comes just below my heart and it burns like a fire. And it feels like poison. And I heard many years ago that anger is when somebody breaks your rules. And guilt is when you break your own rules. So do we have to go back to what our rules are in order to let go of that burning sensation? What are my rules that cause me to be on fire in my belly that hurts, that potentially damages my health and well-being? And when I break my own rules, how do I manage my guilt? My rule is reciprocity. It's huge for me. And when I break my own rule, I feel guilty. And in time, and it's never very quick, but it creeps up on me, people break that rule. And I feel that burning sensation within me. We all have our rules. So today we're going to look at forgiveness because I pulled the card, forgiveness. I forgive myself and I move on. And at the back of the card, I will read it because I need to hear this just like you need to hear it. You can sit there forever lamenting about how bad you've been, feeling guilty until you die, and not one tiny slice of that guilt will do anything to change anything in the past. And if we look at it from an anger perspective, you can sit there forever being angry about how bad you've been treated. So bad that you feel like you don't want to live. And not one tiny slice of that anger will do anything to change anything in the past. So what do we do? How do we break forward? How do we move forward on this? I'm learning like you're learning. And every day an opportunity might come to me, I will take it and I will sit with it. So when I get that burning sensation just below my heart, I sit with it. I use breathing just like Jen taught us yesterday. I use meditation. I use self-hypnosis like you've been taught this week. And I sit with it and I look at what rules there are in me that are being broken. And then I have an imagination and I create something in me to let that go. It can vary quite considerably, but one of them, which I will share with you, is I bring down into my being a ball of light, just sitting here, and I give it a colour. And I bring that colour into me through every single breath I take. So I breathe in this colour and breathe out the colour. And my intention when I'm breathing this in is to take this feeling, this emotion away, to let it go. And I notice that when I bring this colour in through my breath and out through my breath, that it's darker when it leaves me. And I know that that breath, that oxygen and everything that's in there that's colour will go in and find every molecule of me like a magnet. And then when I breathe it out, it will let it go. Now that is entering to the world of imagination and thought. But the intention within it is that I let go of all that doesn't serve me. And that is a mantra. That is an affirmation. I let go of everything that doesn't serve me. So I leave you with that today. Have a go with it. So let's just go back. First is, what rule is it that has been broken? So you ask yourself, do you need that rule anymore? Does it really apply to you anymore? Or is it actually somebody else's rule and not yours? Then you sit with it. You sit with the feeling of it. Allow it just so that you can understand it. And then using a visualization, like the ball of light, if that works for you, breathe it in and let it out. Just let it go. And then while you're doing it, think about the words you are doing, what you're doing to describe what you're doing. So I'm letting go of my pain. Very simple words, whatever works for you. And then throughout the day, create something. So if you feel that sensation again, then you can just momentarily bring it in, let it out. And this is a good practice, because when we forgive ourselves, we are healing ourselves and we are being kind to ourselves. And when we're forgiving others, we are letting ourselves free from the memory of it. Now, that is not always as easy to do, but it would be the final outcome, would be the best, if you can find your way to forgive the person. I think Jesus said on the cross, and forgive my lack of quotes here, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they're doing. And I have used that mantra, statement, affirmation many, many times, because people do things mindlessly, thoughtlessly, and they do things because they're hurting usually. And very often what they say and do that's hurt you in many ways was more about them than it was about you. So today, worry not about the final outcome. Start in those first steps. Practice that resilience of forgiveness and that practice of forgiveness. And slowly over the years and over the months, you will find that when somebody hurts you, you've built this incredible strength around you, a core strength, and also a protective strength. And I wish you love, and I wish you joy, and I wish you peace. Thank you for listening.